Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, a very warm welcome to Canterbury and to this degree and awards celebration ceremony of the University of Kent, which is held in this amazing setting of Canterbury Cathedral. The ceremony will start soon, and it begins with 4 processions: the graduands, the academic staff, the honorary graduand, and the Pro-Vice-Chancellor. We'll all stand for the last procession, and I'll give you a signal so that you know when to do that. Now, this is going to be an exciting, spectacular, and memorable occasion, particularly after such a long gap in having these ceremonies in the cathedral, a gap of over 2 years. We want you all to have a truly wonderful experience during the ceremony and to see each and every graduate celebrate their achievement. To make sure this happens, I would like to ask you a really big favour, that you remember all those seated around you. So please don't block each other's view by standing up, moving around, or leaving your seat to take photographs or videos with phones, cameras, or iPads. Also, could you now make sure that your phones are switched to silent? Thank you, everyone, and have a truly fantastic time.
Distinguished guests, honorary graduates, colleagues, and especially to our graduates, welcome. I declare this degree celebration and award ceremony open. Please be seated. Today we are celebrating the achievements of those who have completed academic courses at the University of Kent. I want to thank the Dean and Chapter for allowing us to use this wonderful venue of Canterbury Cathedral as the setting for today's ceremony. And as Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I want to welcome everyone who is able to be part of our celebrations today. This is a very special occasion. I say that every time we have a ceremony here, because each one is, of course, very special. It is the culmination of so much hard work and dedication. You should be rightly proud of your achievements. But this one, of course, is extra special. 2 years ago, our lives were turned upside down when the pandemic struck, and we had to quickly rethink so much of what we had taken for granted. How we work, how we learn, teach, undertake research, interact with one another, and so much more in our day-to-day lives. For all of you, in the middle of your final year of your course, thinking about exams, and soon after, setting off as graduates into the world of work or further study, the challenges were significant. Those were crucial final weeks and months of your time here at Kent, and they turned out to be very different to what you had imagined and hoped for. But you all showed extraordinary resilience and commitment to complete your studies in the most challenging of circumstances. And we are very proud of how you rose to those challenges and overcame them. So today is extra special for us. You have waited patiently for nearly 2 years for this moment, and for us it is fantastic to see you back and to be able finally to offer you our warmest congratulations today. I also want to thank all the family members, friends, and other supporters who are here to join us in this celebration, as well as those who are not. All of you will have provided support in so many ways for our graduates, for which you too deserve our thanks and congratulations. I would also like to thank my colleagues, those members of the university staff who have supported you throughout your studies and in your broader life at university. Many of them are here on the platform or volunteering in the cathedral, but there are countless others who have also contributed to your success today. It is our community, our family, the staff and students together that make the University of Kent the successful institution it is. Graduates, I'm so proud to see you here today. You are proof, if proof were needed, that Kent students are truly extraordinary. We have seen that throughout the pandemic, when everyone pulled together to look after each other, supporting each other through periods of isolation, keeping one another safe. Many of our students and staff worked hard to support the fight against COVID. Some contributed through the production of essential PPE or through their research. Others, including our students who remained living locally, were on the front line of support for the nation as healthcare workers, delivery drivers, supermarket staff, or as volunteers in the community helping those who were shielding. We are so proud of this work because it says something very important about Kent, about who we are and our values that we hold dear. I hope those same values have stood you in good stead since you completed your course nearly 2 years ago, and that they have helped you as you have begun to make your way in the world. We know that they have helped you become resilient and patient, but I hope too that they have helped you become confident, curious, creative, aware of your place in the world and of your responsibilities towards others. I hope your studies and your experiences at Kent have helped you to ask questions and to reflect critically, to be accountable for your actions, and to behave with integrity and with respect for difference. We live in changing and challenging times, but on this day, my greatest hope and belief is that Kent has given you, our graduates, everything you need to embrace change, not just your certificate and qualification, but most importantly, the knowledge, values, confidence, and determination to meet every challenge. Of course, it helps to have great teachers, and we have some of the world's leading academics amongst our staff, with a passion for passing on their knowledge and research skills to their students. Our researchers make a difference in the world, working across disciplines to tackle some of the world's greatest challenges, big and small. They have made sure you are up to date with the latest ideas, the cutting-edge thinking that inspired and I'm sure challenged you too. That is indeed what universities are for. We are here to make a difference, to transform lives, whether through education and student experience that can fire your imagination so that you can make your mark on the world, or through outstanding research that changes the way we look at things, or through working with local communities to bring about positive change. That work continues, I'm proud to say. Since you left the university in 2020, we launched our Kent and Medway Medical School, the first medical school in the county. It's now in its second year, doing extraordinary work to prepare a new generation of doctors to meet local needs. We've launched 3 signature research themes to meet global challenges in key areas: future human, migration and movement, and positive environmental futures, and to engage wider communities, policymakers, business, the public, to help find answers to some of the world's most important questions. Our Institute for Cultural and Creative Industries recently launched Creative Kent to make our wonderful creative offer more accessible to our students and to our staff, and also to take that offer into our county and beyond, so that all can enjoy the fruits of what we are so fortunate to have on our campus. And just 3 months ago, the world applauded the news that Professor Abdul Razak Gurna, formerly of our School of English, an alumnus of the university, and a great and inspiring voice for tolerance and inclusion, had won the Nobel Prize in Literature, our second in the last 5 years. So, graduates, I hope you are as proud of the university as we are of you. Keep in touch as alumni of the university. It is our honour and our pleasure to mark your success and to wish you well on your future path, wherever it may take you. Finally, I hope you enjoy the rite of passage as you cross this stage. Please, no slips, trips, or falls. Please feel free to clap, to cheer, whoop, be joyous. It is, after all, as I said, a celebration. Having waited so long for this moment, you richly deserve this day. This is your moment to shine. On behalf of all my colleagues, I wish you every success in the future. Thank you. I now call upon the Dean of the Kent Business School to present candidates for the award of degrees.
Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the whole University, I present these candidates from the Kent Business School found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all of those who are about to be presented and celebrated today.
For the degree of Masters of Business Administration, Kumbarai Shepa Mukombe. Anuska Deborah Natalie. Susan Elizabeth White. For the degree of Bachelors of Arts with Honours, Anna Banus-Roca. Chantel Edusia Nira Davaran. Ronnie Thomas George. Soja Javed. Emma Helena Tumola. For the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with honors, Juliet Mumpala. Nana Pana Saitota. Chi Wan Frank Yun. For the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with year in industry with honors, Hannah Mary Dixon. James Thomas McDonough Felton. Cameron George Hatter. Lucy Ann Keeter. Lucy Claire Lambro Mackay. Thomas James Roper. Thomas Sexton. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with honors, Crisante Dulansa Abirama. Alvin Marni Adeyu Alba. Abdussalam Abu Hamad. Ben Anthony Anderson. Jana Miriam Ajay. Ademino Samato Akindele. Zachary Alamir. Sofian Yahia Alvisi. Yusuf Hassan Abdullah Mohamed Al-Haldami. Ahmed Mahmoud Hassan Al-Gulgeri. Fraser Robert Allen. Shelley Kim Allen. Sophie Allman. Regina Olmeg Atumir. Judy Baki Mustafa Baki. Maria Lotus Baston Banus Roca. Dennis Ajudali Basharin. Liam Patrick Beasley. Cecilia Bagan. Luke Michael Bennett. Pierre-Antoine Verger. James Dylan Borman. Jack Michael Bolton. Celine Norman Barrett. Odiu Inobrescanu. Elio Broch. Sophie Josephine Brooks. Ben Brown. Anmol Bam. Brian Steve Cadena Nakara. Nisan Disian Chaiwan. Fantin Chen. Sophia Clarkson. Olivia Hazel Coburn. Rebecca Lauren Cook. Keon Craig. Maxine Theo Cruden. Milton Dancer. Gemma Diane Davis. Emmanuel Dewell, Hasnail Drama Ofe Dure, Yvonne Nana Aisedawa Dufo, Joanna Dixon Domingo,
71 is here.
Nabi Demlin, Eloise Eniola Edusi, Corinne Victoria Elliott, Daniel Ramed Espatiel Noel, Denise Eiffel Madame Finley, Amy Caitlin Fitzgerald, Leon Stephen Fletcher,
Can you read that one, Jacob?
why is this?
Jacob Johnson.
Okay. Jacob Jonathan Brownlee Fletcher, Adrene Hui Fong, Alexander John Fowles, Samuel Franco Soler, Constance Evie Freeland, Emma Louise Freeman, Josh Owen Freeman, Jordan Garland, Emma Louise Gilbert, Jia Jung Wall, Benjamin Lorenzo Godelier, James Edward Gooden, Robert Dalton Ilma Grant, Jennifer Gillian Gray, Alice Angela Grimofia Conleva, Dad Kumar Gurun, Aisha Hyder, Hiba Hanchi, Matthew George Harper, Matthew James Harrison, Taylor Harmon, Emily Matilda Honey, George Olivier Herzl, Rancy Daniel Huerta Montaño,
107 is here.
Chungwana Afiukini Kogyu Golden Even, Ijomidai Shola, Arten Vladimirovich Ivanenko,
Sorry, 107 not here.
Samia Jaffa, Hazel Lee Jones, Ryan and Nia Johns, Natasha Kitai Joseph, Zainab Karaman, Stephen Suri Kamara, Daniela Kurangi, Ali Amsakan, Ali Khan, Ayub Khan, Muhammad Razra Khan, Nazmeen Khatun, Celine Killick, Julia Heather Cromer, Emma Lena Ghislaine Kravi, Carlota Lagos Racino, Emily Charlotte Jane Lambert,
132A here.
Kioi Lin, Jack Adam Lissa, Tirek Asli Lichmont Singh, Sabrina Diana Lorenzo Teixeira,
133 is here.
Laura Josephine Diana Loveland, Connie Elizabeth Loman, Christian Lucella, Carlos Domingos Francisco Madeira Jr., Janina Elian Cortez Manali, Amori Maxine Daibo Marini, Vanessa Julia Catherine Martin, Isabel Martin Albert,
143 is here.
Sarah Yusu Jacob Yusu Marsok, Luis Matthew Master Hall, Clara Cartagena Matthew Savage, Mohamed Imran Miali, Juri Micharani, Kale Amar Mitchell,
147 is here.
Aisha Nuradi Mohammed, Olivia Josephine Moss, Myers Cornelis Moxon, Mutalai Shinadesh Mushawi,
152 is here.
Jana Namoy, Joshua Neal, Natalie Nicola,
153 is here.
Millicent Jukabi Juguna, Chantel Kulsi Jamupanda, Karen Jamaruse, Opalurama Suliat Tunola Adutola, Megan Rose Greedy, Kimberly Monique Okino, Keen O'Leary. Tammy Jamie Official Alumide Omuwagu. Nicola Paglia. Bridula Palankumar. Rafael Panagiotto. Danani Papatonosiu. Jasmine Atu Patel. Callum Patrick. Sabine John Patrick. Robert Christopher Pittman. Sabina Ray. Cameron Russell. Sahana Rananya. Sanisi Reese. Devonte Omar Danny Richards. Charlotte Francesca Robbins. Doris Robert Shaw. Jeshura Ariel Siam Florence Roach Holiday. Amin Richard. Timothy Paul Rowland. Coran Kurt Russell.
184 is here.
Kyrie Sadi. Adela Sarawiri. Nikhil Saluja. Abdul Kasir Sansi. Safi Tajan Sangari.
Just a minute. Could you read this one?
Of course. Jonah Junejo.
And this one.
Claudie Lena.
I now call upon the public orator, Professor Darren Griffin, to present Daniel Rubin for the award of an honorary degree.
Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Daniel Rubin is a businessman, entrepreneur and graduate of the University of Kent. Welcome back. Has it changed much? Daniel likes shoes a lot. He really likes shoes. Look down at your feet. You may be wearing one of his products today. Founder and CEO of the footwear company and brand June, he has decades of experience in footwear, from shoe manufacturer to wholesale and most recently retail. He is a notable and well-respected figurehead in the whole of the retail industry. Daniel has a long heritage in shoemaking and selling. His great-grandfather was a cobbler in the back streets of Vilnius in Lithuania. And his grandfather, Morris, arrived in London from Vilnius at the end of the 19th century, where he opened a small shoe factory. He had no money, slept at his workbench, and reportedly, when he arrived in London, thought he was disembarking in New York. Apparently, the boat captain tricked him, told him it was New York when it was in fact London. But the USA's loss was ultimately the UK's gain. His father Louis, then a third-generation shoesmith, got a job in a small shoe workshop near the docks, where he earned very little, but through hard work and a little bit of luck, built up a sizable factory in the East End of London, making latest fashion footwear. This was the young Daniel's first experience of what would eventually become his job and his passion. Daniel attended Stowe School in Buckingham, but with typical humility and good grace, he says that the best place to start his story is here at the University of Kent. He arrived in 1966 as part of our second ever intake of students. Describing himself as not a brilliant student, he read accounting, then part of the Faculty of Social Sciences. He credits his father Louis with persuading him to become an accountant, as he says he showed very little aptitude for the subject at the time. Following his first Kent graduation, this is of course his second, he took articles at the accountancy firm Touche Roche, which is now Deloitte's, where he qualified as a chartered accountant. Then he worked in a small merchant bank and later as finance director of demolition for an engineering company. In 1976, he briefly joined his father's company, Jack Rose Shoes Limited, but 1 year later, bought 50% of another women's shoe manufacturing company, London Lane Shoes. He sold his shares in 1986 to set up a footwear design and wholesale company, Browning Enterprises Limited. And in 1992, founded June Shoes and never looked back. This family shoe retailer eventually grew from a single outlet on the London King's Road, thanks to Daniel's efforts, transformed from a single concession to a global powerhouse in the footwear sector. In 2014, Daniel won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Drapers Footwear and Accessories Awards ceremony, in part for his skill for constant reinvention. Now entering its 30th year, the brand June London specializes in premium footwear and accessories. It has worldwide recognition. It is sold in over 350 stores in over 30 countries all around the world. Of late, opportunities have appeared primarily in countries with hotter climates. In addition to the Middle East, June London has stores in key markets such as India, Malaysia, and recently opened in Australia. The pain of the COVID-19 pandemic is well known to the fashion industry, but Daniel says it's also presented an opportunity to take stock of June London's situation. There has been a major shift towards online shopping. A lot of people who didn't buy online before are now doing just that since the lockdown, and Daniel has positioned June at the forefront of this market. Throughout his great success, Daniel has been instrumental in Kent's Business School's startup journey as a mentor, keynote speaker, and judge, imparting his knowledge to staff and to you, our future graduates. I'll end by giving you some examples of his wisdom here. If you forgive me for a little paraphrasing. Lesson number 1, work hard, take advice, and learn from your mistakes. Number 2, build yourself a great team. Number 3, get some basic business training and as much experience as you can. There is no substitute for experience. Number 4, do your due diligence and never compromise on quality. Number 5, always step back and take a good look at the big picture. Number 6, be determined and persistent. Don't lose focus, but fail fast, because things change. Number 7, get out and about, keep control, and beware of banks. And finally, love what you do and do what you love. On this final point, there's no purpose in being an entrepreneur unless you love what you do. It's a tough life, not suited to everyone. You won't, he says, enjoy it all the time. But if you have a passion for what you do, as he has a passion for shoes, then you won't go far wrong. Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to you and the whole university, I present Daniel Rubin to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Well, thank you very much for that, Darren. It was very unexpected and very flattering. It is a great pleasure to be here today to share this special occasion in person in this magnificent setting. Firstly, to all the graduates who've received their degrees, it's a milestone in your academic career and a moment of which you should be very proud. It's clearly been a very tough few years for all of us living through the pandemic, and I guess it's been unusual for you to qualify to get your degree and then go into a world that was so different and challenging. I know in our business, unfortunately, people weren't buying shoes. They were wearing slippers at home and going out in trainers, so business was tough. And it's great today to see all these lovely shoes being worn. I had a great seat there, so I could really appreciate every pair that was being worn. And I did recognize one or two of ours, which was, so thank you for that. I would like to thank Professor Darren Griffin for his very flattering oration. When you're running a company, you're preoccupied with the day-to-day issues and future challenges. You don't really have an opportunity of looking back. Darren has eloquently shared my long career in footwear and before. He's focused very much on the achievements. Believe me, there have been quite a few downs as well as ups. I think it's true to say that you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. So I arrived in the University of Canterbury, as that's what it was called, in 1966. I was the second intake of 500 students. As you can imagine, it was a very different place from the impressive and extensive campus of today. Rutherford College had just opened, and I was in the first college, Eliot. I'd got a place to read accounting. Accounting was an odd choice for me, as I'd failed GCS maths a couple of times. So it wasn't a subject that I had a natural affinity towards. My father's advice, as Darren had said, is don't become a shoe manufacturer, become a chartered accountant like Uncle Harvey. Uncle Harvey was the most commercially successful member of the family, so it made sense to my father that I should follow in his footsteps. In those days, you took your father's advice. So I ended up at Kent to read accounting, a decision I have rarely regretted, as it gave me an excellent grounding in both business and finance. Fortunately, then, the course was part of the social science faculty, which meant that it covered a variety of interesting subjects, such as sociology, as well as drier ones like accounting. Back in 1965, the university was established to mirror the collegiate system of Oxford and Cambridge. Like Oxbridge, there were some quite archaic rules. college gates were closed at 11 o'clock at night. And to leave the university, you needed what was called an exeunt, a permission to leave, and you only had 3 of those in a term. As you can imagine, these restrictions didn't go down well with the students and didn't last very long. You weren't allowed to have a car at the university. Despite this, with three friends, we bought a clapped-out van for £200 to drive to the coast at weekends. On the first evening we got the van, we decided to drive round the university campus. Unfortunately, the gearbox failed, so we only had reverse gear working. So there we were, reversing down the approach road to the university when we bumped into the Vice-Chancellor, Geoffrey Templeman, who, to say the least, wasn't best pleased. The late 60s was a great time to be at university. Students were politically active and were taking a stand against a number of issues, including the Vietnam War and civil rights. We were part of a big debate on such issues as capitalism, consumerism, and free speech, which made it very stimulating. Our generation was very lucky. The whole job market was completely different, unlike today where everything is so competitive. Then future employees, companies and professional firms came to the university to try and persuade students to join them, as there was a serious shortage of applicants. We were also lucky to receive student grants at the university, very different from today when students are burdened with a loan scheme that the government has recently made even more onerous. I reconnected with the university 7 years ago when I was involved in the business school, and in particular, the business startup journey, an extracurricular program to teach students about entrepreneurship and how to set up your own business. More and more young people are considering this as an option, in an attractive one, as an alternative to a career in employment. The idea of being your own boss is an attractive one, but don't underestimate the commitment you have to make it successful. I've really enjoyed mentoring students and playing a small part in the university life. So what has the last 50 years, almost 50 years, taught me? The first one's obvious, I guess, but there's no substitute for hard work. I wasn't a great student. I was useless at exams, which was how performance was judged in those days. The success I've achieved has largely been to hard work and the occasional piece of good luck. Next, during your career, take some time to step back and assess what you're doing makes sense, whether you're going in the right direction in your career. It's very easy to get so involved in the day-to-day that you miss the big picture and continue doing something with no real prospects or you don't enjoy. I shouldn't have spent 10 years manufacturing women's shoes in North London in my 30s when the writing was on the wall and the footwear industry was collapsing and rapidly moving to the Far East. Finally, and most importantly, enjoy your work. We spend such a long time of our lives at work that it is essential that you find it rewarding both financially and, more importantly, find it stimulating and interesting. In conclusion, I'd like to say it is a huge honor to receive this doctorate, and I want to thank the university for bestowing it on me. Thank you very much.
now resume the presentation of candidates for the Kent Business School. Hamid Sedaki. Rachi Chandiramani. Razna Kaur Shemi. Ben Christopher Scallon.
193 and 194.
William Edward Salish. Rasha Shia Tawin Sakana. Cameron Douglas Shaw. Eleni Barbara Similidis. Patran Sivrani Shadlawi. Elizabeth Fumujano Isegwami Simpson. Pallavi Singhal. Jake Alexander Slate. Cameron Christian Spicer. Harrison Scrolls. Amber Lily Stansfield. Callum William Stevens. Nicholas Stipidis. Isho Tan. Ivan Tan. Jermaine Nathaniel Tomlin. Leticia Tomasi. Megan Charissa Thina Tucker. Nadia Turkalin. Jack Perry Anthony Turner. William Marie Frederick Bokshan. Ivana Vega. Magali Katarina Baleste. Wei Wang Wang. James Samuel White. And Stanley James Willett. Ahanik Wilmelt. Declan Kai Wang Wang.
225A here.
Tomax Alexander Hubert. Charlotte Emma Woodman. Evangeline May Wright. Calvin Wood. Jimping Yuan. Dosias Salom Javi. Carrie Emmanuel Yuan. For the degree of Masters of Business Administration, Paul James Eddie Osworth. Michelle Louise Baston. Sane Chuwedi Emana.
Could you read this one, 234A?
Stephen James Hall. Daniel Hansen. Peace Karungi.
234A.
Right, okay. Michael Bisola Ujeko. Ojedevi Olijede. Gary
7.
Siyuen Sanat.
239.
Moti Suresh.
240.
Antonio Costa Venga. Gary Stuart Walters. For the degree of Masters of Science, Fatima Esseran Adelkar. Oluwatansin Devera Adurari. Matthew Oswald Adams. Temitope Ajumedi Allen. Faisal Muhammad Al-Subayr. Rebecca Sutira Eleni Ashley. Nurlijana Lambrontin Mo Firdaus Law. Nikola Blagojevic. Lineja Musipoto. Andrea Corosso. Stefan Stefano Chilingirov. Supraruchana Kronchugad. Oliver John Does. Oladin Sokova. Nicole Gukakeli. Ikui Yang. Ute Ismonte. Maria de la Luz Antonia Limo Spinoza. Cameron Edward Flack. Adashir Jaran. Mobalahi George. Macy Angolden. Max Alexander Hestal Smith. Emmanuel Davy Hodge. Luke Paul Oliver Holland. Hannah Elizabeth Hopkins. Julian Su. Sechin Hu. Paul Andrew James. Nichapa Jisambo. Pachariva Kacharak. Farah Mohan Dankaliev. Anna Victoria Isabel Caltron. Chadwari Kwarkit. Chantal Kusi Japoa. Mujumba Lifumbella. Maren Sophie Albert Lobo. Talin Rumandren Mukunura. Milan Mirankovic. Beatrice Nsisa Babasi. Rosine Florence Elizabeth Miles Berry. Maria Satella Miranda Vera. Sophia Mondragrot Ruiz.
301 is here. Could you read that one? 302.
Martina Morelli. Joel Pendren Oferi Badu. Cedric Akadula Okubu. Danin Orantares. Christine Osawei Osebo. Mindawas Paxtas. Jaru Pawankanan. Anish Janet Pesara. Valeria Prudencio. Wachaparon Rovanarik. Gajatril Siktivel. Esa Series.
323, not here.
Kutana Sibabula Samaran. Panisa Sofita Paraprun. Kabisana Riran. Shialin Sun. Tapanat Titu Sakurum. Christopher Okebe Walwanda. Rimpana Wasuwampana Isan. Suripon Wancharon. Athlete Charles Jerwood. Ji Juan. For the degree of Doctors of Philosophy, Rufus Aubrey Howard. Thesis Integrating Public Service Motivation and Environmentalism, Empirical Testing, the Relationship between Values and Vocation. Ori Mijasar. Thesis Cultural Legacies and their Implications for Accounting and Accountability in Modern Japan. Davide Biotto. Thesis Modeling and Testing the Evolution of Systemic Risk and Hedging Behavior in Financial Markets.
I'd like to ask now if all those graduates celebrating their degrees and awards can please stand. This has been an occasion of great celebration of your achievements, and I wish the very best to all of you. Throughout this ceremony, you have been roundly applauded by all those who are here to support you. Now I'd like you to reciprocate. So can you please applaud your supporters in return? I think you can do better than that. Come on, try again. Woo! You'll always be welcome to return to Kent. We have one of the most extensive and lively alumni associations of any university in Britain, which I hope you will join and be active in. Finally, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today and wish you all a safe journey home. I declare this ceremony closed.